Live with Love. I am Love. It's a pleasure to meet you. And we're back here at 11:11 Pacific time daily. And I was kind of curious this morning. I'm like, are we going to talk about death again or different kinds of death? Little mini deaths. I was talking to someone this morning about a little bit about that particular subject because they've lost a lot of people in their life. And I'm some very significant people in a short amount of time. And I also know someone like in my personal family as well that have lost a lot of people, and they're like, I'm good. I'm all good. Yeah, I was really sad and I was really grieving them, but now I'm all good. But then there's like a residual showing up, right? And this can show up in many ways. For this one particular person, it was showing up as back pain. There was kind of some unfinished business where not a lot of things came to completion for the person that was here, not that had crossed, right? You hear that a lot where someone passes away and they talk about unfinished business. I really don't have any knowledge about that, so I can't speak of it, but the idea of those who feel like they're left behind by ones they've lost, the body itself, the nervous system itself has a little bit of unfinished business. And that also goes for any of the other things that happen in life. What do they call them? Little t traumas and big T traumas, right? So the little t traumas, if there are many, many of them, can add up to your body feeling like it's a big T trauma. And I really don't think that we can minimize when those things happen, when those wounds happen, because they have such a profound effect on the nervous system. So, yeah, that's what I was asking today. Are we talking a little bit about death? And it seems to be talking about the nervous system and the fact that our cells, like our bodily makeup, seems to be that of water, right? We're always connected to water, and yet we don't feel that way, right? We're in the desert and we're like, where's the water? It's right here, right here. Today I was connecting with water. I was drinking, and then I was connecting with the trees. There was something about connection with the trees and looking at the trees in a different way. Yeah, circling back. We have the frequency of 528 hertz playing in the background. So we're going to feel into that frequency a little bit today. Hello, my friend. How you doing? Where are you from? Let me know where you guys are from. Hello, my friends. Good to see you, Shauna. Good to see all of you. I can't actually see you now, can I? Eventually, yes. I will have a community where we can get up on Zoom and I get to actually see you guys kind of up close and personal, on the screen at least. Hello, France. Welcome. Glad to have you guys here. Let's see who else shows up. So it's just talking a little bit about, yeah, are we talking about death today? Is there some of that? And I don't know if that's coming in so much. We'll see if it still comes in, but it really just has to do with acknowledgement of certain residual energies within our nervous system. And part of what we do on this channel is work with our clairsenses, but we're also, when we go into breath work, when we breathe together as a community, we are all bringing our energies to that sacred space, to the heart, and to our nervous systems. We are bringing in a place of calm when we breathe together, or when you breathe on your own, because you can totally do this on your own as well. I'm just showing up every day at 11:11 Pacific time for you guys and me, actually, um, as a reminder to breathe, to like get in touch with here, and to just bring some mindfulness into your life. Hello, India. Hello from the flat earth. Welcome. Interesting. Flat earth. Yes, I've heard of flat earth. This will be interesting for you to know, flat earth person. I went to a galactic conference a year ago, I believe it was. And remember, I've talked on this channel about there's no stupid questions, right? Ask your questions. They're not stupid. If they're relating to the subject that we're speaking of, I will totally address them as I can see them. It just depends on how many people show up today. But eventually I'll need a moderator to let me know what the questions are. But the whole flat earth thing, that's kind of cool. People ask how important it is. And at one point I said, well, if we don't really know, flat, round, oval, what, I was like, as long as we're not falling off, I don't know if there's really that much thought that needs to be put into it. But I do think it's an interesting subject, right? And when I was at this galactic conference, there were many different channels. It was a channel panel where you had those who channel frequencies of galactics. Yes, it was all galactic, now that I'm thinking about it. They got to ask questions, go up to a microphone and ask all these questions about abductions, about hybrid children, about disclosure, about Earth, flat Earth, and about the moon too, because there's a whole thing about the moon not being real. At one point I was like, is it like a Death Star? Is that what's happening? It's like a Death Star possibly. But what we were told from these channelers, that the channeler that was asked that question was, all of it is true. There's not just one truth, because we are multidimensional. So on one plane that we live in, the Earth is round. On another plane we live in, the Earth is oval. On another, or elliptical. On another plane we live on, it's flat. I'm saying a lot today. And that's what was told, to not discount others for saying, no, it's round, no, it's flat, right? Or it's elliptical, right? An ellipse. No, our universe stays in one place. No, actually, it's moving and it's spiraling through space, and those stars come with us, right? So really interesting topics that I love and I never really got to hear about before, and it really gets rid of judgment and criticism. We were talking about a little bit about what that was speaking of recently, with appreciation, compassion, and how that gets rid of judgment and criticism. And you really can't do that when you're in a conference full of people who believe in that they're part of the stars, or that those star beings will come here. You can't really, you got to kind of be open with your heart and be like, all right, let's see how these questions are answered. And there was some pretty out there stuff, and I was like, ooh, okay, before my mind starts trying to judge what this person's asking, let's see what the answer is from this panel of channelers. I'm just gonna take a quick look. I'm gonna greet all the new people that are just here right now. I don't know much about this doomsday clock. I will tell you that humanity has picked, I want to say it's called a biological timeline, biology timeline, versus like a AI timeline. There's been a lot of, in the energetic community, about that, like AI's play in our world, and there's fear around it. This is one thing I can tell you. Any subject where someone brings in fear around that particular subject, like there's a fear of this, this, or this, that would be a message that isn't fully a clear channel, possibly, like channeling through the heart. Is that true? I do this thing where I ask myself if that is true. I don't know if that is, I feel like that's not the right wording for it, but it's, yeah, doomsday, I don't really know about too much. I just know that we've picked a higher timeline. So if you're into timelines, multidimensionality, that's where it's possible that you wouldn't give much energy to a doomsday theory because you're holding a higher anchoring of energy. It just depends on the type of energy work or frequency that you want to put out into the new earth, basically. So that's what we have to ask ourselves. In the concept of like a doomsday theory or possibility of a timeline, is that something that we would like, or would we rather have something different? And again, I don't know too much about it. I do know the earth itself is going to respond in different ways. And the way the earth purges is through rains. It's through hurricanes, it's through earthquakes. This is like a purging or releasing of anything that the earth has held on to from us, basically, as humans, and it is released. So that's what I have to say about that. Let me just greet some more people here. Oh, my sweet dog is beautiful. He's actually not in here, which is curious. Where can you see this? Some of the space stuff. Okay, so some of the galactic stuff, let me feel into that. Vivian, what is her name? Vivian. You know what? On this saved video, I will post her. She actually, if you're into galactic things, she is a hybrid of human and galactic, Acturian. Actually, I got a chance to be in one of her classes as I was volunteering. And so if you work with different star beings and this resonates with you, I will leave a link where you can explore some of that realm and her activations and transmissions in this saved video. Hello. Thank you for the compliment, by the way. All right. My name is Love. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. Okay, gonna look any questions that you guys have today. Are there certain topics? Recently, I opened up my email for people to send in questions about what they would like me to talk about on this live, besides what comes in for me. Today, the topic that comes in is gossip, but if you have something else, then let me know. I'm just gonna take a quick look. Hello, Brazil. Where's Cliffy? Yes, I think Cliff is totally cuddled up in the other room. If I am missing your questions, feel free to repost them. Where am I from? Right here. I'm from right here, right now. Not in the past, not in the future, but right now. Currently, my location is Colorado. Visitors from the future. Look up Pamela Arland. Pamela Arland, channeler. And she actually has a series she does weekly on future. I'm not in too much into, I love her, but the future part doesn't always resonate with me. But she's tapping into a slightly lower timeline, and she explains that. Okay. Angel. Yes, I do have angel energy with me. So if you are, you might have, if you're here, you might have a connection to the angels. Hello, Ireland. Ireland. I didn't get a chance to go there when I was in England. I'm not an astrologer, and I'm not a coach. So let me tell you that I have information that I am bringing forth. I have started, I think I have been for a while, having messages come through me when I connect with the breath and with my heart. And I've had opportunities where people have been with me and been able to one-on-one, some message comes through for them. So that'll be one of the sessions that will be available. Or you can email me, and if you want to have a personal session that way, then I can send you all the info for that. Okay. I don't tell the future. All right, I'm trying to go back, but there's a lot of people here. I'm just going to randomly like hit it and see what stops. Okay, wonderful. So if nobody else has any other topics for today, I'm going to talk a little bit about gossip, because that was coming in the last couple days. So, gossip. What is it? And how do we not gossip? What is the dissonance with gossip? Yeah, please everyone do hit that like button right now. Thank you, Mario, for reminding me. I don't always remember to let you guys know. If you want to know all the notifications and what's going on at 11 Pacific time, either show up or set up all those notifications so that we can see each other, kind of. I can at least communicate with you in this way. So, gossip, often considered harmful, right? So, it came up twice about what gossip is. And there's kind of two different versions of gossip, maybe three. Let's see what comes in. So gossip, oftentimes is talking about another person when they're not there, right? And sometimes we feel that we're not gossiping. Like, we're not gossiping, we're just having conversation, right? And if you think about it, a lot of our conversation is either gossip, or it's telling about the past, or it's telling about the future. It's not necessarily right here, right now. And honestly, if you've ever tried to live your life in the now and have that mindfulness of, you know what, I'm going to be here right now. And even while you're driving. And what does that mean, being here in the now? That means your mind is not being allowed, per se, to go onto your to-do list. It's not being allowed to daydream into the past. It's staying right now, right where you are. There's a lot happening in now that we don't even see. We were talking about galactics, right? One of the things at this galactic conference said, what we really need you to do, and this was a galactic race coming through a channeler, we really need humanity to look up, to pay attention how much they're on their devices and looking down. Because as much as you want to find evidence of something occurring with disclosure or galactics or what have you, the more you're looking down, you're missing what's happening up here. Because they actually are communicating with us. I've had the opportunity, I have a feeling, like I know when I see certain lights that aren't stars, that are actual ships. I've had the opportunity to be in Sedona and then Mount Shasta. I saw this even in Wisconsin and Illinois, non-vortex, or what we wouldn't consider vortex areas. I'm sure there are some there. But there is a knowing that comes through, and I've been speaking with them. I've been practicing, because we work on our clear senses. So to work with your clear senses is to look at different things in our world in a different way, to ask those questions. Like, what if I could treat this tree as a person? That's where you get the whole tree hugger thing. What if I could treat this lake as, better word is consciousness, something that is alive? What is alive? Is architecture alive? You might say no. I'm going to say yes. It's alive. There's a consciousness behind it. There's sacred geometry within it. Yeah. So I may have lost my thought for a minute. I'm usually able to circle back. All right. So gossip. There we go. See? Istanbul. Hello. Lovely to have you here. Florida. Okay. Sweet. So how does gossip affect our lives, right? How do we have conversation without gossiping? And a lot of it, the research I was doing yesterday, because this has come up before gossip. Why has this come up? Well, because I myself was asking myself, is this gossip? Is the conversation I just had with a friend of mine, is it gossip? Because I didn't feel good after speaking about it, even though I was trying to relay information. And so I was asking myself, am I gossiping about another person? This is something we do also on this channel. You have some self-response ability to tap into your own mindfulness and ask those questions, sometimes hard questions about yourself. And that was a question about me, like, can I have a conversation without the gossip? Can I relay information without the gossip? And as a spiritual, like in the spiritual community, we often like to, have that, there's like a fine line, right? Are we gossiping about someone? One person brought up, as I was doing research, she brought up, would the person that you're speaking of want you to tell this other person about that scenario? So that's one clue if you're gossiping. Would they want you to reveal that information? Because would they reveal that information on their own to another person? I'm a little on the fence with that one, I'll be honest. Nobody really likes another person to know information about how they are possibly mistreating someone or lacking in some way, right? Nobody really wants anybody to know that. Like, we go around all our daily lives and we don't, like, people are putting on personas, they're putting on masks, and now those masks are being removed. No more wearing the masks. You're asked to be authentic. And sometimes people will ask someone and be like, hey, how am I doing with this? Like, did you get this kind of feeling from me when I was talking to you about this? And you can do that. You can ask, but asking here first, this is kind of going to be your gauge right here in the heart. Right here in the heart's going to be your gauge. But you can ask a trusted person, hey, what does this feel like to you? Not just my words, but what does this feel like to you when I speak about this person? Is there something that maybe I need to work on that you're catching that I'm not catching? It takes a very secure person to do that, by the way. To ask that kind of question, not only of themselves, but like of another person, because that other person will only have their own perspective on the scenario. And hopefully you're asking a mindful person. You're not just asking a random, whoever your friend is, because they might not be living their life in mindfulness. So gossip can be damaging, right? We've seen that, where a rumor gets spread around and it's not even true, right? People have done this on purpose, even like throughout, think about high school gossip, right? It can influence a whole person's school years while they're in that area, gossip. And with social media, there might be even more these days. All right. That's nice. I'm not pretty all the time. You should check out 2 videos ago. My hair was wet and I was like, I'm still showing up because I still have to trim up my hair and I don't want to dry it. I don't want to do it just for you guys, just to look pretty for you guys. Or for myself. I get myself ready for me. But yeah, when I decided to show up on YouTube, I was like, all right, I'm going to treat this like I would if it were my passion job, which it's turning out it kind of is. You guys are kind of my passion, to show up here every day with you guys and talk about topics, have messages come through, sometimes pick some cards. And yeah, I'd have to say you guys are becoming my passion. This showing up every day at 11:11 Pacific time. So thank you for helping me with my passion. All right. So here we go. How old am I? Ooh, I'm a very old soul. I've been here again and again and again and again and again. Yeah, I'm definitely a very old soul. And so are you. If you're here, you've been here before. Whether you believe in reincarnation or not, we have many lives, many lifetimes. Hello, Santa Ana. All right, so for a little bit, I'm going to stay on subject now. Let me think of what came through about gossip. There might be a message that wants to come through about gossip. Okay, so let me get out of the way for a moment and let's breathe together, because your energy and my energy combined, I know, helps and assists me to tap into the energetic field of everybody who's here now, everybody who's here on the replay on this subject matter. So if you will, if you're in a place to safely, hand on heart, other hand on below your navel on your womb space. We're kind of connecting to our three eyes. You know, it's not a coincidence, three-eye atlas coming by. Those energies are still with us now. And we're just going to kind of breathe, and we're going to connect here, here, and there. And just breathe with me for a moment. Ho'oponopono is amazing, by the way. Yes. Okay, breathe in. I was actually utilizing Ho'oponopono after I had a discussion where afterwards, that's when the question came up, am I gossiping? Why? Because I don't want to gossip. Is there value in it, right? Is there value in gossip? So, breathe in. Okay. We're going to breathe in through our belly, because this might be the only time of day that you actually breathe. Love, we're breathing all the time. No, not really. Shallowy, right? Shallow breaths. We're going to breathe deep. Let's get deeper in here in the heart space. Ready? So, breathe in fully through your belly. We're going to pause at the top for 4 seconds, and then we're going to release for 8 seconds. And this is going to regulate your nervous system. So feel into the frequency of 528 hertz. Close your eyes if you're able to. Breathe in and breathe out. And take a sip. I know it looks gross. We'll talk about that later. Breathe in and breathe out. Notice the energy of your body right now. Just kind of take a scan from the top of your head. Breathe in. Pause. Breathe out. Pause. Breathe in. Pause. Breathe out. Pause. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. So we're being asked to smile. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Continue to smile, seeing that heart, that spark within your heart, growing. Every breath you breathe in, continue to breathe. Every breath you breathe out ignites that fire, expands that heart. Smile, smile. Smile for yourselves, smile for those around you. Welcome those around you. Greet those persons as you walk on by. Do not be afraid to make eye contact and hold that gaze for a time. When you are holding that gaze for a time, that person is really feeling like they've been seen. There are many people in this world of duality that do not feel like they are being seen. They do not feel like they are being heard. And some do not even feel like they matter. This is an illusion, an untruth. For all matters. You are matter, and yet you are more. Energy, spirit, God energy within the body, within the form. Smile. Can you feel the difference in your body when you smile versus when you do not? Can you feel what happens as your cells, your organs, your blood, your framework, all of this shifts when you smile? When you smile, there's a vibratory switch up that happens. It is like you are packed of sunshine, and you spread that sunshine throughout your day. And this is a choice. What do you want to spread? What frequency do you want to radiate for yourself and for others in life? When you radiate this frequency, say, of a bright sun, for you are actually more than just one bright sun, dear ones. You are many, 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 many bright suns. And when you share this this brightness that you are. Even those who are not feeling that bright in that day will feel that frequency, and it may give them pause to wonder, how do I get there? How do I get a little bit of something that that person has? The happiness or joy they seem to be maintaining. Breathe and smile. There are energetic codes within your smile, and they assist in lighting other people up. They assist in lighting you up. So now, when we come upon the topic of gossip, does it light you up to speak negatively about another? For most oftentimes, that is what gossip is. Occasionally, gossip is also a relaying of information. And therein lies intention and mindfulness. What is the purpose of relaying this information to another? Is it simply just to relay information? Is it done in a mindful, neutral place? You may have been asked a question, and out of an automatic response, you rattled off information. This is what occurred with this one yesterday. There was neutrality at times for her, and there were other times where she could feel that there was not neutrality, because she is working with paying attention to the nervous system. Is there tightness that is arising around a subject? If there is tightness within the body, if there is a quickness in the relaying of information, most likely it is not from a neutral point, and is not simply a relaying of information, which is why she was feeling so even a bit icky. Yes, and that's where Ho'oponopono came into play. Immediately after relaying this information and having to go about her day, and noticing that her nervous system did not quite feel good. It did not feel relieved. It did not feel joyful. And the topic of information was not exactly a joyful topic. So her nervous system was reacting in a type of survival mode. Take a deep breath and release. So therein lies the message. What frequency do you want to leave others with? When there is gossip in play, or information that is not neutral, are you relaying that information to receive a sympathetic ear in agreement? What can occur, dear ones, is the energy of criticism, even if the one relaying information is keeping it informational, there is a frequency, a dissonance that will occur within the nervous system of the other person that you are relaying this information to. They will start to possibly criticize and judge in their own mind as to the unfairness of the information that they are hearing. And although you cannot do anything about another person and how they hear information and how they take it into their bodies, that is fully their work and their mindfulness. You, my dears, can be mindful of your own words, of your own topics. This is something just to try out, just to pay attention to. What frequency would you like to relay from yourselves and to leave those in your company with at the time? It's kind of like leaving on a good note, leaving on a happy note. A comedian on stage will leave his best joke for last. Why is that? To be able to leave with a bang, right? Right? Yes. Leave with a bang. So think about that. How do you want to leave every moment with a bang? On a high note? Is this even possible? Try. See what happens. Try it in little doses and see how it comes about. You might be surprised. This might be a little adventure for you, an experimentation, if you will. We thank you for connecting with us. This was most enjoyable. Take a deep breath. And release. Now just kind of open your eyes, but also feel into the frequency of the message you just heard. Feel into your heart. Take a deep breath and release. Is there more of an openness in your body when hearing this message, when breathing? Is there a constriction in your body, an activating, a triggering in any way, hearing this message? If there is any tightness about it, it's a chance to ask oneself. Yesterday, I had the same thing occur. There was a constriction, a tightness, and I just noticed it didn't feel good. So I was like, I gotta explore this a little more and find out why. I'd like to know a little bit. I'm always looking into mindfulness and how I can apply it in my life on a daily basis. Okay, I'm gonna just check out the comments, see if there are any questions. Are there any questions on the topic today? Okay, so your whole system kind of shut down. It's not a bad thing to have everything just go into an emptiness. There's a great guy, not Mowgli, that's the, I love that Disney movie though, by the way, Mowgli, the Jungle Book. Maybe that'll be one of the books we read together, or I read to you. It's going to be part of a section on my community, as my website is going to have, coming along with the information. All right. Any questions? Let's see. Well, so currently the closing of the eyes has to do with me being able to have less distractions. It's actually quite distracting to look at myself. Maybe like staring at yourself in a mirror wouldn't be so distracting if it were a long period of time. Have you guys ever soul gazed? You've heard of sun gazing, moon gazing. Have you ever tried soul gazing? If I remember, too, perhaps at 11:11 tomorrow Pacific time, we will do some soul gazing, which is a little difficult because I can't actually see into your wonderful eyes. However, and it really worked out to do this where I am right now in this location because the light is brighter here. So, soul gazing is when some of this was talked about in the transmission, I remember now. So that idea of looking at another when you pass them by, acknowledging them, smiling at them, right? There are codes within our smile. There are codes within our gaze. Recently, in a short of some sort, either that or on Insta, there was someone who said, "Watch my face," and she didn't speak at all. Let me do it right now, actually. Let's see what happens. Let me know what you guys notice. I'm going to be quiet for a moment, and I'm going to look at you, and I'm going to think of something really happy, Peter Pan thought, if you will. And then I'm going to think of something, I'll see if I can do this, because I'm in kind of a high vibratory state right now, so let me see if this will occur. You'll see a difference you should see some sort of difference happening with my face, okay? So, here we go. I'm gonna think of something happy. I might close my eyes a little bit. Okay, so I just took myself through a vibrational state where I was having such a happy thought, and then I took myself into a vibratory state where it was not happy, and then I came back to the happy place again. And this is me with showing you with a thought. What did you guys think of that little experiment? With a thought, how much did my appearance shift and change? I'm gonna have to look back at it on the video to really see. So this video will be alive. It will be alive tomorrow when I unlock it and I put in the description and all the parts about how I use copyrighted material for educational purposes only. It will be alive. Alive. All right. So that is an experiment of what happens with a frequency. We have that happening to us on a regular basis. And soul gazing is where you're looking into someone's eyes. I've done this at retreats, and you don't look away. You don't necessarily, it's like a staring contest, except you're not trying to see who blinks first. You're blinking normally, you're breathing it normally, and you are just simply gazing at someone. How many times do we look away when somebody meets our gaze? The reason this is coming up is because I usually keep the gaze. Usually when I'm speaking with someone, they have my undivided attention. I don't look away. And that is because I'm fully focused on them. And I'm not thinking about what my response is going to be. I'm fully making a mindful effort to be with them in that space fully. And that's what you do when you're soul gazing. When you're soul gazing, you're actually looking back. Your soul is looking back at you. That's an interesting thought, right? So if in a place with good lighting, I will give that a go tomorrow, where I just kind of look at you guys for a time and we breathe. It might be a little boring for those people that come in live later, but I will try and give like 5 minutes for people to get on here at 11:11 Pacific time. If not, you can catch it on the replay and you can soul gaze with me then. Let me see if there are any closing questions. Anything brought up? I think someone's volume went out for a little bit. All right, you guys are liking the energy. Awesome. Okay. Why is it difficult to release energy that binds you? So, when you say you're learning life content, you feel like you're being grounded with external forces. I'm taking that as being overwhelmed by the external. Maybe you can clarify that if you're still here. Energy that binds you. So, you all are sovereign beings. And there really isn't an energy that can bind you, per se. Although it feels that way. It can feel that way, my personal experience, where, say, you have to leave someone that you loved. Or loved. Like you love them and you have to leave because you know that it's not healthy. And in that respect, we can feel bound or attached. Okay, so this is where sometimes there are energetic cords that go from one to another as we interact with each other, and you can think of your energetic field like a bubble, and we bump into each other, and sometimes we meld with that bubble, sometimes we don't, but our force fields around us are constantly interacting with the external and with others. And so there are practices of clearing cords. If you like to work with angels, Archangel Michael is one that you can look up. You can simply YouTube releasing cords with Archangel Michael, and see what comes up for you. That will help with what's feeling like it's binding. Another thing to consider is that you yourself may be holding on to that energetic cord, not the other person. That's something to also consider. Yeah, that's what's coming in. Oftentimes, we don't want to release completely. Possibly, You know, because letting go sometimes feels like a loss. Here we go with death again. Letting go feels like a loss or losing of something. And we don't like to lose, right? We don't like to have and then have not. Like that's the whole, it's like a whole background thing on lack as well. Not only lack, but competition also, like losing at a game, others celebrating while somebody's not celebrating. So look into clearing cords. I don't like to use the word cutting cords so much. It's more of a releasing of the cords. You can think of it as energetic. You can actually feel them in your body. You can do a body scan and breathe and ask, where are the energetic cords to this particular experience or person? And you will get a sense of where they are. Trust that sense. And then wherever they are, breathe into that space. And you can even like kind of condense the cords. Say you have multiple cords in different energetic spots. You can kind of go like this with the intention that you're working with your energy of your field and you're bringing it to a point. Maybe it's a center point. Maybe it's just down low. And then you're just pretending or imaging, not really pretending, but you're actually pulling those energetic cords out until you feel a release. And sometimes if they're major, you can do this process with breath. You just kind of pull them out like this until you feel like a little bit lighter in the body, and then you kind of know, and you can kind of just like, and just release. And where do you release to? There's lots of different notions on where to release to. I like to send them back to the person with unconditional love. That way there is a transmutation. If a person has ill will intention, you're not sending back the ill will. Then you're talking about black magic and cursing, etc. We have to be very mindful with our words, our intentions, and our energy. So, sending back with unconditional love, working with the violet flame, sending it into the violet flame is another good practice. And it purifies and alchemizes the energy, and it allows that person just to work on their stuff without interacting with you. That might have been a long-winded answer. I apologize if it was. Let me see if there are any other questions here. Tokyo, Yokohama, incredible temples of practicing meditation. So cool. I've never been there. What I'm hoping for, because I travel, guys, what I'm hoping for is to get to know some of you when I have my website and when I'm seeing you guys regularly for membership, those who decide to come along on that journey. And because I do this here in America right now. I meet people on my journey in different places, like physically meet them, and we kind of see how we're interacting with each other. And a lot of the time, because I'm like a van lifer, but I have a bigger vehicle, and they give me a space to stay in that area for a time. And it's really nice. Like they do their thing, I do my thing, and occasionally we come together and we go do something fun or go for a hike or something. And so it's my hope that as I have more and more friends that are on the other side of the world, that perhaps I can do that as well. Perhaps I can go there for a time and spend a little time in that area, or they can show me any sacred places in that area, right? And it's my hope sometime maybe to have people come with me too. Different retreats I've had kind of an inkling to do, even here in the Rocky Mountains. I was like, oh, I could so put something together where there was like an Airbnb and people come, and there's meditation and there's fun, like there's fun activities, and then there's moments of silence. And cooking good food, like cooking together, seems like a fun thing to do, even if you don't like to cook. Like just interdependence between like amongst people in a group. All right. Man, sir says, let's do it. Awesome. I love the enthusiasm. All right. Anything else? Otherwise, we'll kind of 54 years old and they're doing this. Awesome. Okay, so I feel good now. Yeah, that little experiment, when that was happening, I could feel my system shutting down. I could feel like almost a shielding of the heart, because it was also very hard to like tap back into that memory and feel that kind of pain, emotional pain, right? That's why I say, like, it's even the little T traumas can be like really huge traumas and wounds that the body can hold on to. So it's really important to find ways. If you haven't found ways to work with your shadows, your wounds, your traumas, finding someone that does specific trauma work or even trauma retreat, I highly recommend a trauma retreat, because it is a week-long type of thing that really gets you here and really gets you releasing things. I went to 2 different ones in these past years, and what came up was unusual and surprised me. And the thing I love the most is this one that I went through gave us the opportunity to have like a professional come in from karate, martial arts in general, martial arts, and be able to, she would hold the pads and showed us a way to punch without hurting ourselves. You know, like, you're not supposed to do this. How can you kick? We could kick, punch, and yell and scream and belt out whatever came out. For you guys, a fully male retreat would be really good for this. Sons of Alchemy, is that what they called? Possibly in California. Try and look up that all male retreat California and see what pops up. It's very primal, I will say. Very primal type of retreat for anyone that is wanting to work with their wounds by acknowledging and releasing. Yeah, I do. When I connect with the trees, I see the Avatar movie. The movies that are out can help us visualize during our meditations for sure. It really helps. All right. Yeah, subscribe if you can. Then you won't miss anything. And it helps me. It helps me as I'm going along. If you want to, because someone brought this up, if you wish to donate, you can. You know, it doesn't have to be a lot. You can also just support me with a heart. Like, leave some hearts in the comments. Go to this video saved and leave like a heart or an emoji. That helps the algorithm a lot, even if you don't want to rewatch the video. Okay. Okay. Lovely. Great to see you guys. I'm going to leave it there. And yeah, I'm glad we got to breathe with each other today. I'm glad you took this time, this moment in this day to just breathe. Breathe with you. You may think you're breathing with me, but this is a connection with you that you are developing. And if you're here, you care about a connection to yourself. So your body thanks you. Your soul thanks you. And just, you know, remember your magic today. And as always, I am, we are one. One heart, one voice, one breath. Have a fantastic day, and find some fun today.